Breaking news today.
Please subscribe and then check notification box to get all breaking news alerts.
If there were one person that deserved to serve a life sentence of hard labor, it would be Hillary Clinton. That woman has done everything in her power for years to undermine the Constitution and the American people with her underhanded political dealings and traitorous deeds. Not only is Hillary guilty of treason against the United States, but she is the prime suspect in hundreds of suspicious murders that have taken place over the years. Then, last year, stunning new revelations were discovered after Julian Assange, founder of WikiLeaks, released hacked emails that showed the depth of depravity Hillary had sunk. In these emails, the American people were stunned to witness how far Hillary would go to ensure that she would win the presidential election, and how far her staff would go to cover her crimes up. For the past year, Hillary Clinton has not been able to shake the questions surrounding those emails or the crimes she has been accused of, and now those crimes have grown. Just today, WikiLeaks has released evidence that Hillary Clinton and her campaign were the ones who were colluding, and they have the smoking gun to prove it. Over the last year, the mainstream media and liberal pundits have been busy pushing the false narrative that President Trump conspired with Russia to win the election. However, every time these liberal hacks thought they had found the proof to impeach President Trump, it backfired in their anti-American faces and pointed right back to Hillary Clinton. Now, more proof has emerged that shows that Hillary Clinton was the only one attempting to sway the American people's vote, and we have the email to prove it. Here is a little backstory for you. On Saturday, the Democrat tentacle, the New York Times, published a story titled "Republican Attacks on Mueller and FBI Open New Rift in GOP." This story apparently drew the ire of WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange, who just published on Twitter alleged evidence that a Times reporter fed the State Department email updates of the stories the paper would be publishing several days before the stories were released during the time Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State. Now, who is guilty of conspiring again? Here is more from Daily Wire. The heads-up email was intended to give State and Clinton time to come up with some spin for stories that may have caused problems. Or, in another possible scenario, the heads-up could give the State Department time to create the diversion for the same day, thus overriding a damaging story with other news its friends in the mainstream media would happily cover instead. The players in the WikiLeaks email are interesting. Scott Shane is the national security reporter for the Times, and the recipient of his email, Philip Crowley, was at the time the United States Assistant Secretary of State for Public Affairs under Clinton's State Department. As 2017 comes to an end, it's clear the Clinton scandals won't go away anytime soon. On Friday, the Justice Department released thousands of Clinton emails. Several emails with classified information from former Hillary Clinton aide Huma Abedin were among a tranche of documents released Friday that were found on Anthony Weiner's personal computer during an FBI probe, USA Today reported. After the emails were made public, Judicial Watch President Tom Fitton called the release a major victory. Judicial Watch has forced the State Department to finally allow Americans to see these public documents, Fitton said. That these government docs were on Anthony Weiner's laptop dramatically illustrates the need for the Justice Department to finally do a serious investigation of Hillary Clinton's and Huma Abedin's obvious violations of law. The FBI said most of the emails ended up on Weiner's computer because of backups from Abedin's personal electronic devices. Former FBI Director James Comey has said investigators could not prove Abedin acted with criminal intent or had a sense that what she was doing was in violation of the law. A November 2010 email was partially redacted due to classified and confidential information. It detailed the planned call between Clinton and Saudi Foreign Minister Prince Saud Al Faisal, where then Secretary of State Clinton would warn Al Faisal about WikiLeaks planning to release sensitive documents. That same month, WikiLeaks released the U.S. diplomatic cables leak, known as Cablegate. If these emails are correct and it shows that Hillary Clinton and her staff created diversions so that the truth was not reported on, then someone needs to be held accountable. It is the time that the Department of Justice opens an investigation into this crooked woman so that she has to pay for all that she has done to this country. Hopefully, there are still some good people at the New York Times that would be willing to testify and bring down the criminal enterprise known as the Clinton family once and for all. HTIJR. Follow us on Facebook at Freedom Daily.